Back on Inside Tennessee with my colleague John North to recap what happened in the legislature this week. It was fast and furious, John, and really things bleeding over from last week into this week, and specifically Lieutenant Governor Randy McNally and criticism that he's faced about his interactions with people on social media. Let's start there.
Yeah, so it's a story that has continued to have life. I'm sure that's very discouraging to him and his people that this thing continues to sort of pick up life. I think we managed to dodge SNL for a week, which is nice.
Let me run through this with you. Do you see, he was just reelected to another 4-year term, so he's at the beginning of this. Have you heard anything that might change that?
No, but you know, we live in a different era where almost literally every day you can wake up and something else might happen, or the perception of something else might happen.
Late this week, we did see at least one lawmaker start to rattle some cages.
Yeah, we had a Middle Tennessee Republican House member, not in the Senate, appear to sort of up the stakes a little bit. His name is Todd Warner, and you can go on our website and you can read his letter. He said some pretty loaded and some pretty explosive things, even things that really don't appear to apply near as we can see. But he did throw this letter out such that I even contacted, he called on the TBI to investigate. I sent an email to the TBI. I was like, hey, what are you doing? They said, if we find that there's something we need to check into, we will.
Which is really a pat answer. They just responded because they felt they needed to respond.
Right. And their comment appeared elsewhere in other publications and other TV stations. How far will this go? Again, John, it's just hard to say. We live in a weird part of the 21st century these days. Is it dead? I don't know. It may pick up legs. You just don't know.
We did see a central character in this story no longer in Tennessee.
Right. So the young man who has been, who has the Instagram account, used to live, I think, in Oak Ridge, used to live in East Tennessee. He actually lives in North Carolina now and has lived there a couple years. There's an interesting interview that was done with him with New York Magazine's The Cut. They talked pretty openly about it with him. He's like, he was a nice guy. I appreciated the fact that he was nice. He would comment on some of my pictures, maybe offered me a job at one point. He's not, you can appreciate him for what he is by reading that interview. You don't get the sense that there was anything more there than what we see.
Let's set that aside and move to another issue that has captured a lot of attention, and that is the abortion debate in Tennessee and whether lawmakers would adjust the trigger law.
John, it's significant because this issue doesn't go away if there's concern that a federal judge may say this law is unconstitutional. And leaders in Tennessee and the legislature know that. The question is, will they have the will and the ability to address it? Or are we just going to sort of end this session without them having acted to sort of modify the law? I don't know. I'm not a betting man on that.
The modifications that have been proposed, health of the mother, incest, and rape, but we haven't seen much action. We may see some this week.
Perhaps it's been bumped down the road a few times, and maybe we'll get to the point where they must do something and they will, or John, maybe they won't do anything at all.
What other issue stands out to you in the coming week or weeks in the legislature?
Well, there's a lot that's going on. It has been a very dense session. There's been a lot at play. There are several bills we've paid attention to. We've had some stories. One is juvenile justice, the future of it. Randy McNally came here and told us earlier this year it's an important one, but there are some questions about the impact of that law.
Speaker Sexton as well, reiterating that. You can hear more of their concerns and what they said on Inside Tennessee right now on our Inside Tennessee page at WBIR.com. You can also read all of our political coverage there as well and see what politicians in East Tennessee are saying in real time right there. We'll see you next week on Inside Tennessee.